And am I?
Hello, I'm Colin.
And I have not been arrested this week.
Is it your birthday though?
No, not for some time.
Right.
So I guess there's still a chance this year.
You need to wait for your birthday then, and that's where all the action happens. Colin, you managed to avoid arrest this week?
Aye, when did your week start and end though? Like, is this the last day of the week or it's the last day of the working week for me?
Aye, Sunday.
Still
Sunday's
got-
like the end of the weekend, isn't it? Monday's the start of the week.
Aye, so I've still got a couple of days. We'll see. So far, so good. So far,
So
so good.
good stuff. John, you're not expecting any police involvement over the weekend, are you?
No, but if there are, then I hope I get the same level of sympathy that's been afforded to certain
The
individuals.
others get a nice car round to pick you up.
Hmm.
Right, Hibs go to Celtic on Sunday. We might as well get stuck into the meat and veg of the episodes. I've been looking forward to this all week. How it is, we did the phone in on Wednesday night. The phone in was a good laugh on Wednesday night, and we asked the question because we've been getting talked about it, jokingly, I guess, like about whether or not Hibs should chuck it against Celtic. And included that in the bit of blurb when I was putting the post up on Facebook and all the rest of it. A handful of folk didn't get the difference between a question, where the question says, should
Aye.
Hibs throw it against Celtic? And a statement, and see the amount of folk that lost their shit about it, well, that's a fucking disgrace. And God, how everybody said no. Everybody said we should go and beat them. What are you
Mm.
angry about? So I think why he's angry. Just don't jump into conclusions and read. Fucking annoyed me that. So if you're one of those people, just read it again before you start having a go.
Aye. That's
Fucking
just
hell.
in any walk of life though, not
Aye.
just in reply to your podcast. You know.
Sandy said, afternoon, lads, 4:05. Sandy was on Twitter saying, join at 4:05, and he knows the score. Well done, Sandy. Thanks for joining us. And J Star said, watched Celtic last night. Wow, keeper shocking. And the right hand side so poor we can go there. We can't go there to defend. Let's go at them. And Kieran said, that's what happened when I joked last time. That's right, Kieran. That's it. Folk didn't get a joke, yeah. Anyway, I noticed on Hibsnet somebody made a joke about woke nonsense and then got hammered. Like, how's it woke? How's it woke? And just a fucking joke. Sometimes people make jokes. Like 99% of what we talk about here is pish and we joke. And virtually every tweet we do is pish and a joke. So don't take it seriously. Calm down. It's just life.
Are you all right?
I
Well,
find
it
just
seems like you
I mean,
needed to get that off your chest.
it just makes me amusing. The
Quite
woke
a lot
thing
of
made me
coffee, I
laugh.
think. Many
Eh,
coffee you had today.
I've not had any coffee. It's just a wee cup of tea.
Maybe it's not.
Maybe it is that. Uh, right. So Hibs go to Parkhead. John, how are you feeling about the game?
I am intrigued by the game because of some of the things that you've mentioned already, and what could happen afterwards. Like seeing some of the highlights for the game last night, some of the comments about Schmeichel apparently playing despite a shoulder injury. It makes me wonder what their backup's like if that's who they're relying upon. I'm intrigued by the prospect that Hibs crossing the halfway line and just peppering his goal with shots. Because on the evidence, like there's a good chance that some of them might go in. I think there was a video that I watched of Schmeichel earlier, and I thought there was a couple of them that were maybe a wee bit harsh, but that was like two out of about, I'm going to say at least 15 goals. However, putting that, like, the hilarity to one side, there's a wee bit of caution there because I think it was Liam from down the slope had pointed out Celtic's record since O'Neill had come back in. I think it's
Mm-hmm.
something like 10 victories, maybe one draw. I don't
Drop
think
points
he's
once, yeah.
dropped points one. So that's like I'm kind of reluctant for us, and I'm not suggesting that anyone is because I've not seen much in the way of like Hibs fans commentary or thoughts about it. But I would caution against we're going to go there and we're going to beat them. Like I think
Mm-hmm.
we've got a chance, but I don't think it's a foregone conclusion.
Oh, far from it. I know Stuttgart had an easy night yet last night, but we're no Stuttgart, and like history tells you, it's not an easy game to go to Parkhead and come back with a result. Colin, we went there last time and got a 0-0. How do you see it going this time?
I think a draw again would be a good result. Again, as much as like I know everybody thinks they're shite and all that, but I mean they're still on. They're the form team, aren't they? Like John's just said there. Uh, If they hadn't put it this way, if they hadn't put Nancy in charge in December, they'd probably be already like the bookies would have paid out.
Aye.
She threw so many points away in that 1 month. But they're the form team that either the goalie's been dodgy all season. Like I've not seen the goals for last night. I'm just taking everybody's word for it. But since the cup final last year, he's been throwing them in, and you've got to hope that he turns that performance on against us. That would be the ideal, because we've not seen that yet from him. But then we never got any shots. We hardly had any shots last time we were through there, did we? We kind of sat in and went, "We'll take the 0-0."
I was going to say that it was quite. I thought what you said there was quite interesting about Schmeichel chucking them in, because the suggestion is that Hibs will lie down to Celtic. Like, maybe Schmeichel's got an ulterior motive. Like, maybe he's going to lie down to Hibs.
To kind of get back up. I think that's what the problem is. The ironic thing is, last time I think he made a really good save was Chris Cadden's shot at Easter Road, when he ran onto it and it looked like a goal all the way, and Schmeichel somehow saved it. Jane Sandy said, "Hi Longbaggers, enjoyed Schmeichel and Celtic's performance last night. A wounded animal wants finishing off. They're there for the taking." Sandy said, "See, Garrett is fit again, but O'Hora needs to keep his place." Chris said, "Afternoon lads, can't wait for us to lie down." And Sandy said, "Like to see Eldon and Soto up front, but I don't think Gray will go with that." Kieran says, "Just hope we come away with a bit of pride regardless of the result. Far too many times we take a 2-0 or a 3-0 lying down." Jane Sandy said, "It'll be Eldon and Scarlett for me." And Green Tea suggested I've been drinking too much Coca-Cola. I think if it's possible. In fact, I was out last night with Jane and Josh, and we were in the Brass Monkey on Leith Walk. I had too much Coca-Cola there. I was like feeling jittery on the drive home. So it is possible to do it. And Craig McCurdy said Soto to bully Trusty. Colin, do you think the Celtic's defence is the weak link? Can we get at them?
Do you know what? I don't know. Like, how many? Like, they've won the last 10 games or something, or they drew. They drew at Tynecastle, didn't they? When they got the red card and stuff, they were winning that game as well. It's not like they're letting loads of goals in, eh? They were in that spell in December when we never got a crack at them. I don't know if it's mind you, Kilmarnock scored. Kilmarnock went 2-0 up at the weekend, so I suppose that's the most recent example, haven't we? So I guess names on the page that doesn't look the strongest, because they're missing the big guy, eh? I can't mind his name. Fucking hell, I'm not helping no day very well, yeah.
The boy Carter Vickers.
Yes, that's him. They're missing him. He's missing him all season. But then you've got, the guys they've got you look at them and you go, would we even take them here? But they didn't seem to let many goals in. Except they let 2 in last weekend. So I don't know. We're kind of, our strike force and that are a wee bit different at the moment, aren't they, as well? We don't really know what to expect. Like, we boys scored a couple of goals. Well, they've scored 3 between you guys in the last 3 games. So I guess I'd like to go and get in the mixer a wee bit, see if they fancy it. But I don't know. I didn't like it. There's a lot of folk going, "Oh, we'll get at them and take them on and all that," and you think, "Okay, fine, take them on a wee bit," but like, didn't throw caution at the wind. It's not like this is a team that could go top of the league tomorrow, I think, or Sunday the game is, eh? So I don't know, they might not be able to, but they're challenging at the top of the league, no matter how shite everybody thinks they are, and we aren't. So I'd like to go to try and win the game, but like, no, just go, fuck it, we're playing 10 strikers.
Aye. Well, the Celtic's form last 6: 1-4-0, 1-1-0, drew 2-2, 1-2-0, 1-2-1, 1-3-2. So they're conceding, but they're scoring a lot as well, eh? Which is the thing. John, where do you see Hibs' best opportunity to get at them? How are our goals, or where are our goals going to come from if we score them?
I'm really not sure. Like, because I think I'm not going to say that we've had like massive changes the last few weeks with some of the players that we've brought on. Some of the players that we brought in, but it has changed the team ever so slightly. Like in terms of personnel, at least. I would expect it probably be to come from like balls into the box, wide areas. But I think we've also got a wee bit more directness maybe through the middle. I think we've seen that recently, like through like Chiva sort of like pressing forward. I think we saw a slightly different performance with McGrath last week. So it's hard to like pinpoint a particular area, and I think that probably plays in our favour, because that means that we've got the ability to vary things a little bit.
Colin, as you're trying to pick a team the day, what have you gone for?
It's not too dissimilar to last week's one. I've got Salinger in goals. I've kept O'Hara, Rocky, and Iredale as a back three. Obviously, Garananga appears to be available again, but I think O'Hara's been good all season, so felt he keeps the shirt. Whether the guy can play through the middle as well, though, I'd maybe consider him over Rocky, but I didn't, right? And then I've got the wing backs as Paslak and Nicky Cadden. Abita doesn't appear to be available, so I might have considered Abita in there.
Mm-hmm.
And then I've got Barlaser and Chaiwa in the middle with McGrath in the 10 or to help in the midfield. And then I've went for Scarlett and Shuto up front. Thinking the physicality aspect, Shuto scored three games
2 and 3
off the bench.
Mm-hmm.
The big guy, these guys can hold it up a bit, and then we can bring on the fresh legs later on. Eldon, Boyle, others to if we need to chase something or. So that's what I've went with. Big physical sort of team.
Interesting that you went for Scarlett instead of Eldon in the starting place. What was you thinking there? Because obviously Eldon got his goal and Scarlett's yet to score.
Aye, so I think it was more about the hold up play and the physicality it brings. I think Eldon's maybe scored his goal, good header, but I think Scarlett's shown like a good first touch, can take the ball out of the sky and maybe bring others into it. And I've not seen that for Eldon yet. He scored a goal. It's a different type of player. So I went with the more physical, skillful nature, I suppose, of what I've seen for Scarlett.
And John, I guess the benefit of starting Scarlett is he's played in big stadiums, like Celtic Park will not be daunting for him. I think he'll have that experience from his time with Spurs. Eldon doesn't really have that, so you kind of take that aspect away from the risk of that being a daunting prospect out of the team if you start with Scarlett ahead of Eldon, I guess.
But I think I'd suggested something in the last couple of weeks about like you can always spin these things in your favour. So like Scarlett's had a bit of experience. I think he's had a bit of European experience with Spurs as well. So you would think bigger stadiums, bigger crowds, whatever. But there's also like youthful exuberance where the player like Elding was to come in and go, I don't give a fuck about any of this. Like I'm here to make a name for myself. And I think that's possibly like to Colin's point about bringing different personnel on, whether it's like legs or bodies, whether you're chasing the game or going to try and win the game. Like I think that plays in our favour as well. Like going to try and make a name for themselves. So I think that's maybe another opportunity actually where Hibs could win the game. Like I'm reluctant to say let's try and keep it tight for 60, 70 minutes or whatever, but like I think if you can stay within touching distance, then there is opportunities to freshen things up with a player like Elding or Shuto, depending on how Gray starts. Sends out his starting 11, and I try and win the game later on.
Jane Sands says you have to hold back Shuto and Elise when he's on the bench. He's fiercely hungry, that guy. And Sandy said plenty of choices up front, so Celtic defenders won't have a clue who they might be up against until the team sheet comes out. We've no idea ourselves who Gray will go with. Chris said Rocky brings the best out of Iredale. He is a must start for me. And SC3886 says one of the Hibs do the Bears and the Jambos a wee favour. We're not doing the Hearts any favours. We're going to Hibs a favour, mate. That's it. That's all we're playing for. Fuck everything else. Colin, should we be thinking about taking badminton rackets or tennis rackets with us to bat off any protests if they start earlier in the game?
Aye, they done that again last night, didn't they?
Aye, that's good behaviour, eh?
Aye, well, if they're protesting, I guess. Like everybody, you're entitled to do it.
Was it shuttlecocks that they were thrown on the pitch?
Nah, it must have been balls.
Just be balls. I wondered why you were saying specifically badminton.
Imagine trying to chuck a shuttlecock. How far could you throw it?
How far do you reckon you could throw one?
Not very far.
No.
You definitely need a racket, you?
We need to get a wee video of you trying it at some point, eh? Just like that, we'll post it up on
here we go
YouTube.
again.
Aye.
Back to the biscuits.
The Biscuit Olympics.
But nah, I wouldn't be shuttlecocks to answer that. I don't know why I said badminton racket, John. That's a bit of mental thing you say. But
I was just thinking things you could whack the balls away with. That was all. Rocky's getting some love on the chat as well. Obviously talking about bringing the best out of Iredale. Like Chris said and Sandy said, Rocky's nailed on at the moment, and along with Iredale play well together. Colin, you referenced Garananga. He's back from injury according to David Gray. No thoughts of putting him straight back into the start lineup?
You know what? Not ahead of horror, right? But
Mm-hmm.
when I was speaking it through, that's when I thought I'd maybe play him in ahead of Rocky. But I've not seen enough of him yet to say he's better than Rocky. I'm not like Rocky was good last season in the second half of the season. I'm not 100% sold. I just think he's what is it? He's got one in him to do. You know, he gets away with it a lot. Like he gets back to cover with his pace, helps him. I don't know. I think the guys came in, played at quite a high level.
Mm-hmm.
He's on paper it would suggest that he's better than what we've got, but I'm just guessing because I've only seen him at Tynecastle.
See, when you say Rocky's got one in him, when was the last time that he made an error that
Well,
contributed to a goal?
One that cost us, or just made an error because I'm sure he probably just made one last weekend.
Well,
but
what do you mean when you say he's got one in him?
a mistake.
Just a mistake. Like,
Aye.
do all players have got a mistake in them though? Surely.
I think it's just the percentage opportunity of making them though. I think it just feels like he makes. And it could be because his last line of defence, playing in the middle of the three. I just feel like even with Hanley, I feel like Hanley's got less errors in him than Rocky. It's just a feeling. So I just think I don't know. I'm just not 100% ever that confident.
I think I was curious about that because I'd never really like properly considered he's got one in him. Like I just assumed that it meant not you, but others that have used it as well, that it meant that he's got an error in him that would cost Hibs a goal. But then thinking about like some of the things I think about Rocky recently is when the opposition have had a player running through and he's got the big strides and the big legs to go in
Yeah.
and clear it up. Like I think that he does the simple things really, really well.
Mm.
And like
It
I say,
definitely
I
looks
can't
out there.
remember. And I don't know, like, can you put a like if you were to replace Bashiri with Garananga, would you like break up that bromance that's between Bashiri and Iredale, and would that diminish us as a result?
Maybe, but we don't know because and you'd be chucking him in and not really knowing Garananga either. You're just storing up troubles. How did you drop Rocky if he comes in and makes a mistake? Because we've only seen him at Tynecastle for what 70, 80 minutes till he got injured.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's the only game he's played. Oh no, he played in the midweek game prior to that as well, didn't he?
He did play against Dundee United. He was sent as a team.
And he looked decent. I don't know. I just think he's the pedigree, if you like, he's got suggests that he's better than what we've got. I don't know. I'm just kind of. It's just a talking point, really. Yeah, it's like.
Well, it's Jay Star said, agree with Colin. Don't trust Rocky. Chris said, I actually haven't been overly impressed with Garnanga when I've watched him. And Craig said, I used to get the same feeling with Rocky, but just don't get that same feeling anymore. I think he's been excellent for us over a large period of time recently. And Sandy said, agree with John, name a player who hasn't got a mistake in them. I think that's fair. KRE said, evening guys. What?
It's just a phrase. Like it's not everybody's got a mistake in them. Obviously, how often it happens is what it means, and how costly it is when it happens. I mean, the strikers, we've called them out as well this year for missing easy chances, haven't we? But everybody takes great offence when you say it against like Rocky. I don't know. He's got like a fan club out there. You can't say, like, you can't criticise him.
You
did criticise him. We heard you.
I know, but they don't want it. It's like, didn't he say it? Didn't he say it? It's like, but I hammer Boyle on that. He's a manager's pal. You know what I mean? It's quite frustrating.
It was more, my intention was to try and challenge that perception, and also like try and challenge my perception of the narrative around Rocky that he's got a mistake in him. Because, like I say, I thought it meant that he would concede a goal because there was a time where we hammered him, and I think that was around about the time I think when.
But a year ago.
What was the one where he's like once kind of like sclaffed off his boot at Tynecastle? I'm trying to remember like in terms of a timeline when Kensal came out and defended him and said, he's in the dressing room.
That was way back when he just signed, wasn't it? When he signed permanently.
It was only last January we were talking. Do we keep him on? Like it was last January and we were rattling off the mistakes then. And I don't want to cast all this up as if because he has had a good year, I suppose, since then, but. When he came in the team last December, it was like, do we extend his contract and all that? And it was like, no, but he just gave a penalty away against St Johnstone, or he just like scored an OG at Tynecastle. It's just, you know what I mean? It's like, And he's not done that. He's not done that for a year. So I'm maybe being a bit unfair. I just think as soon as you mention him, it's like the walls go up. It's like you should be able to talk about criticise anybody. Like
I'm not challenging the perception of the player so much as I am trying to challenge and I think I've done it throughout the time that I've been on the podcast where it's like Hibs conceding goals like in the last minute, for example. Well, let's actually look at the data. Like let's look at
Mm.
I think there was one about where I put together like a whole spreadsheet that said like teams that score first go on to lose 70% of games. It's not just a Hibs thing, it's
Mm.
a Scottish football thing. So sorry, that was my intention with the
no,
question.
it's more. But there's already comments there. Do you know what I mean? It's like because you say it, and it's folk were saying he was at fault for the goal at Tynecastle, but I never. Like, but folk did say that, and as soon as they said it, then they were pointing the finger at somebody else to no blame Rocky. You know what I mean? That was McGrath, but we should have stood over the ball. It's like, aye, but if you know, it's just as
It
soon
was
as you, as soon
Shuto's
as you,
fault for putting the challenge in.
as soon as you, as the referee, they'll let him take it 10 years forward. It's like fucking hell. Like as soon as you say something negative about Rocky, there's fucking excuses thrown about and blame somebody else.
All right, you done?
Yeah.
Have you had
I was in a real
too
bad mood
much coffee
before we
today?
started.
It's
I was in a real bad
contagious. Where was it? KRE said, "Evening, guys. Have a great weekend. Monifek and Hibs. And got to press hard early and get a couple of early goals at Parkhead. Can definitely be done with our new forwards." Um, Sandy said, "Agree with." Oh, God, when Kieran said, "Other fans see Rocky as a weakness in our defence when I speak to them." And Jason says, "Yeah, Kieran fans say the same to him." And Kieran says, "Like Rocky, but Colin's right. He does feel like he's going to be amazing or cost us a goal." Um, and Sandy said, "Any defender or keeper that makes a mistake is going to get haters online. Just need to see more of Gara as too small a sample size as yet." Copyright Liam Fitton down the slope. Uh, I was going to ask if we hadn't got sidelined about Boyle and Yuan no featuring in starting lineups that folk are proposing the now, but I'll maybe keep that for Sunday's discussion
They
instead.
might play.
They might play. Well, this is exactly it. So
And
maybe
then
they'll
there'd be
jump the gun
outrage.
with it.
Then there'd be outrage. If I think if Boyle started, folk would go mental.
So we're out of time. Like our 20-minute previews overrun ever so slightly. So John, what is the score going to be on Sunday?
On the basis that Celtic have conceded 26 goals so far this season, a goal a game, I reckon we'll score. But I think they might have one on them as well. So I'm going to go one each. Score draw.
Score draw, Colin.
Well, Schmeichel's definitely got one on him, hasn't he? So, I 1-0. I'm going 1-0 as well.
Yes,
Rocky to score and Schmeichel to chuck it in.
I'm going to stick with neck and go for a 3-1 win for the Hibs. One of these ones that's totally unexpected. It just everything we hit goes in. We'll not get loads of chances, but we'll take them when they come. That's my confident prediction. 3-1 to the good guys. Right, we will be back on Sunday. So immediately after the game, we'll have a tweet out asking for talking points. But if you want to get involved, it'll be at 8 o'clock that we're live on YouTube. So do join us. And if you haven't already, please do us a favour, go check out our Patreon. You don't have to sign up as a paid member. If as a free member, you get access to some of the chat. You also get the banger newsletter that goes out roughly once a week or every couple of weeks, which is full of fan writing. And then if you wanted to sign up to some of the ad-free or the full subscription options, you can do that there as well. So go and have a